Alright, so this is The Corruption Within. This just came out, despite how it looks. Let's put the hotspot indicator on, because I prefer it. So this is a point-and-click adventure game. It's meant to be actually genuinely scary, and it's got a pretty good review, so let's check it out, shall we?
It had been a wonderful week. Camping, hiking, and exploring the countryside with my wife and 2 children. We hadn't been able to afford a holiday while the kids were growing up, but finally, between my salary and Steph selling some of her paintings, we'd scrabbled together the funds. With 2 nights to go, we'd planned to spend the afternoon exploring a section of the forest by the lake we hadn't seen yet. At dusk, I was collecting things together while Steph and the kids answered the call of nature. They didn't come back. I spent hours searching, calling, to no avail. Frantically, I headed towards the only sign of civilization I'd seen. A grand mansion with a mountain behind it and a lake at the front. I'd heard of this new invention called a telephone. Whoever owned the mansion was surely rich enough to own one. Or at least have some horses. I scrambled over old tree roots to get to the mansion. Rumours and superstitions were rife about this part of the country. But I put those down to silly old wives' tales designed to scare children. I reluctantly began to wonder if there was some truth to them. Tales of ghosts and fell beasts didn't bother me. I didn't believe in such things. The stories of Edgar Allan Poe were entertaining, but nothing more. It was the evil people were capable of that worried me. I reached the mansion and hoped to find help there. At the very least, someone should be able to aid me in some way. If they couldn't, there was no hope of aid from any other source, unless I found my way back to civilization and the police conducted a full search of the countryside. But it would be too late. This mansion was my only hope.
Okay. Big shout-outs to 2 of our Patreon supporters. DG Reaper, thank you so much, Reaper, for the continued support. You super-duper numpkin, you. And of course, thank you so much, Joseph, as well, for the continued support on Patreon. Both of you, fantastic nomkins, amazing nomkins, potentially sexy nomkins too. So thank you very much. We really do appreciate you. It's thanks to people, like thanks to all our patrons, in fact, that these videos keep coming, that this channel's able to keep functioning. We're quite a small channel, and all the support allows us to keep making these long plays and bringing you regular spooky dooky videos. Here's another long play. This one's taken from a stream, but there will be more YouTube exclusive content coming pretty soon. Just want to also shout our producer Alice out. Alice makes an amazing contribution to the channel every single month. She is phenomenal. Her links are on screen right now. Please go show her some love, because she is fantastic. Follow her. She streams, she sings, she dances. Maybe not the other 2 things, but she definitely streams, and you should check her out. Enjoy this pretty spooky little point-and-click adventure game. So, this is a traditional point-and-click game, but it's obviously made in the modern era. It's meant to be really good, so let's see how it goes. It's an impressive building indeed. It must be a rich family that lives here. Even though it's late, there seem to be some lights on, so I guess at least someone is still awake. Okay, that's exactly what you just said. Door. After a brief moment, a man appeared at the door. Just what is your business at this ungodly hour, sir? Please, my good man, let me in. My family have gone missing and I need help. Do you have an invitation from a member of the family? Well, no, I don't. My family have gone missing and... If you do not have a formal invitation, then I cannot allow you to enter the house. There are no exceptions. I bid you goodbye, sir. Now what am I going to do? A shrill scream is heard in the distance. Was that Steph? I better go check it out. The scream seems to have come from the southwest. Not knowing where I was heading, but following the sounds of the screams, I ended up somewhere in the forest. Then I beheld a sight that made my blood run cold. Oh my god, the beast from X-Men has hung himself? There was a man hanging from a tree. As I stared at the grisly scene, a young woman approached me. Sir, I was sent to find you and give you this invitation. She hands me an invitation card. She is clearly shaken by the sight of the dead man. Give it to the butler and he'll let you in. The young lady stares in horror at the hanging man. Do you know who this is? Yes, sir. His name was Paul. He was a footman. I liked him. He was always kind to me and he was quite a dizzy despite not having much education. What the fuck does that mean? Lady Charlotte heard you at the mansion door talking to Giles and told me to come via the servants' door to the forest and find you. She's seen a woman and 2 children who appeared to be lost. But then I saw Paulie, We must report this to the authorities, my family. Someone has seen my family? She's still staring at the body, unable to tear her eyes away. I mean, he is pretty ripped. Shouldn't we cut him down or even bury him? We can't yet. The police will need to see the crime scene without any interference. I suppose so. I need to rush back. I know it seems cold given the circumstances, but I do not wish to receive punishment for failing in my duties. The punishments can be severe. You still have work at this time? It must be past midnight by now. The family I work for have unusual habits. Lady Dennison suffers from lunacy. She becomes highly agitated during the full moon and often creates havoc, so the family have got into the habit of staying up late to deal with her. I see. What about the invitation? That's a house rule. Nobody enters without an invitation, even if accompanied by a servant or family member, other than Lord Dennison himself. He is a law unto himself. I'm sorry, but I really must get back now. Paul, rest in peace. I'll come make sure you get a proper burial. The young woman, weeping uncontrollably, runs back towards the mansion. I'm left with only the corpse swinging gently on the rope for company. So he's been here for a long time. The bluish tint of his skin could not be the result of the cold air alone. I thought that was just like the darkness. It's unnatural, like he'd some kind of strange disease or ingested some kind of poison. There's some really dense foliage here. I could probably get through it if I had a reason to, but I can't see one right now. A few things to bear in mind. The game saves your progress automatically. Text display speed can be changed in the options. Okay, I think this is fine. Spacebar for inventory or middle mouse. Left click any item in your inventory and hold it in your hand. Okay. Basic adventure game shit. Alright. How is the sound balance, by the way, Twitch chat? Everything alright at the moment? Not sure what the wheelbarrow has been used for, but it has dark red standing inside. I fear gardening was not its only use. The happy days we spent hiking in these mountains already seem so long ago. Oh, we have a note. A little loud. I'll turn it down a smidgen, the music, alright? How about that? Alright, an invitation to the mansion here. Okay. I guess we don't need that at the moment. If I have a use for the wheelbarrow, I can come back to it. I'm not lugging it. Bram with me. Shed door. Steady looking shed door. The door won't budge more than a couple of inches. There's an adjustable spanner on the floor which we can just barely reach. I'll take it. Did I actually take it? Yes, I did. Okay. So we have an adjustable spanner, or for you Americans, a wrench. The tree stands out impressively, even in the sometimes dense woodland. I'm guessing it may even have been around long enough to have started its life when George III was on the throne. Dense foliage is all around, creating a safe and advantageous environment for the many squirrels and other small denizens living here. I can only see a very deep part of the lake from here. I can't make out any details. The purple plant is everywhere. I wish my employment left me time to study such things, but as it is, I have no idea what this plant is. Alright, decision time. Despite the situation, you find yourself fascinated by the plant and think about taking a sample for when you manage to find your family and return home. So these affect the ending, basically. Don't take a plant back with you. Take a plant home to put in your garden. Take a plant home to keep as a house plant. Take a plant to give to the Royal Botanical Gardens at Kew to be studied. I've got a feeling this is like some evil killer plant, and whatever I do, all of these are bad. So let's take some home with us and keep it in our garden. I think that seems like a completely rational decision. The plant is steeped in evening dew. Oh, I took it home with us. I ran straight back to the mansion, not stopping to explore the forest, except we did, and lakeside area. That will wait for later, should the need arise. Brief moment, a man appears at the door. I have an invitation from Lady Charlotte to enter the mansion. I wish to return later. Goodbye. What? Oh, here we go, this. I had to choose. Though Lady Charlotte does the most extraordinary things at times, I'm not going to simply take your word for it. You'll have to provide proof. Here you go. I see, this appears to be in order. I'm not aware that Lady Charlotte has left the ass tonight, so I suppose she sent a servant to do her bidding. Do come in, sir. I shall take you through to the lounge and fetch her ladyship. Please wait here while I fetch Lady Charlotte. Sounds of whispers come from behind the door. You may leave us now, Giles. Very good, my lady. Lady Charlotte studies me keenly before speaking. I see you got my invitation. Jolly good. Thank you for your kindness and hospitality, madam. Of course, of course. Do you happen to know something of my family's whereabouts? My wife and 2 young children, 1 boy and 1 girl? Oh, did I see them? I think maybe I did. You mean you don't know whether you saw them? Oh yes, now I think of it. I did. So where are they? Patience, my good man. Patience? I'm desperate to find them. I'm feeling woozy. I need to go and lie down. You may search the mansion if you like. I have nothing to hide. Or perhaps I do have something to hide, but I want you to find it. Lady Charlotte gives a small and slightly delirious laugh. Are we playing the ancient Victorian game of Find the Vagina? I don't remember when and where I saw them. I've not been feeling myself lately. A loud bang followed by a low groaning is heard from the east. Did you hear that? Your imagination is getting the better of you. The old house is full of strange sounds. That was no random creak created by the wind in an old house. That was someone in pain. Oh, dear heart. Are you a writer? You have the most vivid imaginings. As for me, I need a rest. I shall see you later, no doubt. I'm sure I heard something, and I'm sure people around here know more than they're letting on. Time to investigate. I must keep a tight hold on my emotions and remain as objective as I can. My family's future depends on it. Alright. Looks comfy, but I don't like the colour much. Drink cabinet's well stocked with wines and spirits of various vintages. Securely locked, it seems the lock is new with some evidence of damage repaired. Perhaps there is a thief in the house. A roaring fire heats the room. There's nothing quite like a log fire. A gaslit chandelier. This family must be extremely affluent. I've seen chandeliers in some of the grand houses I've worked in, but never have I seen gaslighting in a house before. An oil painting of the lake outside the mansion, I think. Probably by a local artist rather than the famous one. The lake at night time is rather ominous, as I found out in the last few hours, although in my panic, I barely noticed at the time. One of those newfangled gramophone players. We can't afford one ourselves, but this family has the latest technological wonders. The chair looks very comfy. There is no time to sit and dawdle. I must find Steph and the kids. What a wonderful sofa. I wish we could afford something like this for our house, or indeed have enough room for it, maybe. One day. Looks posh, but I'm not keen on the colour. Not an indoor setting anyway. Greens and the wallpaper of nature, not of man. Deep philosophical stuff here, guys. Someone is walking around. A Welsh dresser, plates, bowls, and other crockery is stored here. Family are certainly fond of this area, not only living here, but filling their home with paintings of the locality. Perhaps an indication that they have made their small part of England their entire world. I've always found taxidermied animals rather upsetting, as we were making a celebration of death rather than life. This cabinet must hold all the cutlery. The dining table and accompanying chairs are surprisingly austere considering how grand the mansion is. Clearly they take a rather pragmatic attitude towards food. Okay. A landscaped oil painting adorns the wall from the local area, I would say, judging by the very identifiable plant. I wonder where these stairs lead to. There's a door at the top of the stairs. Let's go. No one answers my knocking, however I hear footsteps in the side. And somebody is breathing. Okay, that's creepy as fuck. That breathing is not good. There's a wall at the end of the corridor. I didn't go anywhere else. There's a voice coming from below. Please, sir, don't come down here just yet. We're busy cleaning the kitchen. We should be finished around 1 o'clock. Still cleaning up to midnight? Is that normal for this place? Sir, some houses have set meal times. Our employees are not like them. Sometimes wanting their evening meal at 4 in the afternoon, other times 11 at night. Alright. I can't believe they are eating food at 11 p.m. at night. It is a most vulgar practice. A grandfather clock always adds an air of elegance to a foyer. Personally, I prefer the casing to be stained or varnished rather than painted, but I can't deny this clock looks rather distinguished. A brass plate bearing the message, "A gift from the Earl of Sussex," is held in place by 4 screws. It seems to protrude slightly, but I don't think it's supposed to. I can't use a spanner with that. Oh, it's worth a try, right? Let's use a spanner to club this guy to death. A gas lamp is unlit. With the other huge chandelier, you wouldn't think another light was necessary. Trail of a bat, one of nature's most mysterious mammals, a rather bizarre choice of a painting to place in a foyer on account of their unsavory reputation. A rather strange painting of a man which I believe in a newfangled style called Impressionism. I've never seen such a grand chandelier before. It must be an equal of those that light the fine palaces in Europe. Alright, so you're the butler, what's your name? I'm indeed, sir. Have been for many years. My name is Giles, that is the butler name. I didn't know butlers were allowed to drink while on duty, but I can smell whiskey on his breath. Do you have a telephone in the house or horses? Alas, no, we have no remains of communication with the outside world. The family likes being in seclusion. We did have horses, but not for some years now. How long have you worked here? A little more than 2 years, sir. I started out as a stable boy, would you believe? Back when the family started horses. Of course, I was a mere wee lad back then. A mere wee lad? Are you Scottish? Ah, you caught the twang, did you? Well, not with my accent, you didn't. I was doing a fucking Cockney accent. The answer is yes, but barely. I'm not doing a Scottish accent, you can fuck off. I was a wee bairn when I came to England. I rarely see my Scottish kin. Every now and then, the old language slips out, though. Do you know anything about the man hanging in the woods nearby? Gracious me, no, sir. I do not. Shame to have yet another death in the area. What do you mean, another death? It seems that this is the most unfortunate place, sir. Many deaths over the last few years, or maybe suspected death is a better expression. Possibly just disappearances. I mean, who really knows? What do you know about the other deaths? I know nothing at all, and that's what I'll tell anyone. He clearly knows something, but he'll never tell me. You seen a woman about and 2 small children enter the house? I have not. Someone else could have let them in, I suppose, but I find it extremely unlikely with the few staff we have available. It's not like anyone's looking for extra work. Alright, fuck off. Alright, so where does this go? Alright. Okay, so that goes back outside. Fuck that. Oh, I heard someone come in. I thought it may be Charlotte. I'm afraid not. I'm a visitor looking for my wife and children who have gone missing. I'm so sorry. I've lost children myself. I'd hoped Charlotte had come to play the piano so I could accompany her on the harp. It calms me somewhat. Lady, I am sorry for your loss. It was years ago. Years ago. I'm Isabel, by the way. Pleased to meet you. I am Samuel, my lady. Samuel Taylor. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. Charlotte, is she here? I hope to play on the harp while she played piano. It cleanses my soul. She plays very well. But she's not here. I will go. I think she's so caught up in her own grief the fact my own family is missing didn't even register with her. Bit of an odd fish, really, but I suppose it's understandable. I've rarely heard the instrument played, but I'm told it creates very beautiful melodies when it's in the hands of a skilled harpist. According to a tiny plaque, this painting is known as the Purple Rose of Cairo, artist unknown. The statue is huge, almost twice the height of a man. I would presume, giving its location, that this statue is a famous composer, but it's not one I recognise. Maybe someone local or even a family member. Grand piano sits on one side of the room. I can play simple melodies if I have sheet music in front of me. I seem to have no head for remembering them as some people can. It's a dreadful night. What a dreadful night for a curse. I've never understood why people hunt animals and put stuffed heads up on the wall for people to gawk at, with a sad end for such a majestic creature. An unlit oil lamp. A bookcase is dedicated to books for children. Okay. A selection of popular novels including works by Dickens, Thackeray, Trollope, and the Bronte sisters, and others. Looks like the room is well used if the fire is still going out at this hour. I'm actually quite good at billiards when I get a chance to play, not surprisingly I suppose, considering an eye for angles and distances is important to my job as an architect. Did he tell us he was an architect already, or is this a new... There's no time to practice my potting and... Just take something! Take the snooker key! You might want to, like, set the billiards key or snooker key, whatever you want to call it, and batter somebody to death with it. Excuse me? I hear the clock strike 1. These are statues, apparently. They do not look like statues, do they? It's a long, thin pipe called up here. It must have been used to top up the pool at some point. It seems to be surplus to requirements. I've taken the rubber hose. My knowledge of Greek mythology is limited, but I would say that these unclad ladies are nymphs. The one on the far end is holding a cluster of grapes. The bronze feels smooth to touch. Oh yeah. He's going for it. He's going for it. What a lovely way to relax this must be. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to carry a bulky LED lamp around for no reason. Besides, someone else might need it. I guess we'll have to come back for this if we kind of dark room. Alright, so we found a hose. Grand stairway. Let's go. So I'm about to go up the stairs. Giles blocks my way. I'm sorry, sir, but I can't allow you to go upstairs while some family members are in bed. Lady Charlotte told me I could go anywhere in the house. Sir, I'm afraid it would be inappropriate, improprious, it's me. I cannot allow it. Format has been well chosen to have sympathetic colours of the floorboards. Alright, so we've got to figure out what the fuck to do now. We have two items. We have a wrench and we have a hose. Neither of which seem particularly useful, but let's have a quick look around outside maybe. Oh, we haven't been here. Top of the pillar is a set of runes. I'm not sure what language they are. The runes are not simply carved into the stone. Each one is separately embossed. I can push them down, but nothing happens. Okay, so this is a puzzle for later on. These rocks jutting out the water make me feel uneasy. I feel they shouldn't be there. Even though it's not from the shore, I don't think I can risk trying to jump onto it. Firstly, I can't think of any benefit to doing so, and it's glistening with a sheen of water. One slip and a bump on my head, and that would be the end of me. Okay, so this is the lake. The water over there looks extremely deep. If it contains any secrets, I suspect they will have to remain secrets. Trees is imposingly on the banks of the lake, firmly anchored by its deep root system. There's the same rock again. What the fuck is this? This rock appears to have been placed here, but I can't sure if it's an entirely aesthetic decision or some other reason for it. The rock is heavy, I have no reason to move it around. This place is weird, right? Yeah, this is weird shit. There is no item combination, I already double checked. That's not a thing. There is no item combination, yeah. The wagon is a strange size. It looks like a small for a horse, but large for a human to pull. Though I'm sure if I had a good enough reason, I could move it easily enough. Perhaps it was designed for smaller animals like ponies to pull. Alright, pull it then. Come on. Go! Shallow waters. The lake looks a little shallower here, though still more than head height after the first few feet. Did you guys see that? There was something... Was there a light over there? For like a second. Yeah, there. I see something shining. It's probably just a reflection. Okay, we have a creepy cottage. Looking in, I can see what was once a comfortable abode, probably for a high-class servant like a gamekeeper. Now it's completely derelict and has clearly been empty for some time. Can we get in? Door looks to be the sturdiest part of the building. Everything else looks like it may fall apart at any moment's notice. There's no point trying to get in. The place has clearly been abandoned for several years, and I can see no indication that anyone has been inside during that time. These are the stables. These were evidently where the horses were let out of. The ostler and stable boy would have entered this way. Despite the darkness, I can see enough to know nothing's been left inside apart from ashes. There are some horse bones. It looks like one or more horses were trapped here in a fire. How tragic. The stable doors seem to have been damaged and warped by fire. I can see the remains of horses inside. That's really fucking depressing. Jesus Christ. Okay, so the horses all died in a fucking fire. You're right. Every so often I can see a metallic glint when the moonlight shines on the fern. What is it? Reaching into the undergrowth, I find a battered but perfectly serviceable flathead screwdriver. Okay, so we can use that to remove the plinth, right, in the main hall. If Jeeves, or whatever his name is, doesn't stop us anyway. Okay, so we have to wait for him to go away. We have to get rid of him, and I'm assuming we need alcohol to get rid of him because he's an alcoholic, right? Clearly, so, like, can we smash the lock with this? Okay, no. It's worth a shot, right? Alright, so yeah. But we need to get alcohol to bribe him, I'm pretty sure, right? That's what we need to do, because it says he smells of alcohol. Can we go down the stairs now? Yes. Okay, we can. Good. Alright, kitchen is now clean. There's a bottle of whiskey. There's just a bit left in it. I can't take the bottle even though it's nearly finished. Certainly not without asking the kitchen maid first. Well, let's ask her. Hello, miss. Hello to you too, sir. I'm Francesca, the kitchen maid, and parlour maid too, since we hardly have any maids left. I recognise your voice. You were in the forest by the man that hanged. I was told to go and find you, sir. It wasn't my idea. I do what I'm told. Obedience is sometimes rewarded, but disobedience is always punished. What happened to the other maids? I was told they all went away for personal reasons, but I fear something terrible happened to them. People acting strange, terrible noises at night. I can't say nothing more, sir. What do you think of the family you work for? You've always been eccentric but kind, sir. Though in recent years there is more eccentricity and less kindness. Can I have the bottle of whiskey? It's only leftovers, but we're still given to the servants in kindness. You ain't having it for nothing. Do you want a hose? 17 years she's worked here. I was brought here when I was 10. I was an orphan with no one to care for me. A kid with dead foreign parents living on the streets of London until Lady Isabella was kind enough to bring me here. I like Molly and Gary. I steer clear of Giles when he's up at the pole. Can be a bit handsy, if you know what I mean. Penelope, poor thing, completely lost her mind when the children died. Is there any truth to the tales of fell creatures roaming this part of the country? Not I've ever seen, sir, though I've heard terrible noises. What kind of noises? Howling of anguish, it seems to me sometimes. Whether human or animal, I do not truly know. Though my heart tells me they are human. That's terrible. Have you told anyone else of this? I quickly learned to keep my mouth shut, sir. People told me I was a silly girl to say such things. Alright, so we need to give her something in order to get that. Fuck. Handy implement for chasing away rodents. No rodents nearby to chase away. Got a barrel. I'm not sure what's in this barrel. Perhaps it's simply used as a makeshift table. Very much a staple part of our diet. Potatoes. It makes me try to think of how terrible the Irish potato famine must have been. It's an interesting thing to bring up. I've no idea how anyone can reach these pots. Maybe they have a ladder or a hook on a long pole. Got a pot of gravy, possibly waiting to be reheated, although I doubt the family would be very impressed by that idea. These look like Lady Henniker apples to me, so probably used for cooking rather than eating raw. Although some do like the sharp taste. Eating raw, sorry, I said, not raw. An ornamental bowl containing grapes. Presumably it gets put out when the family wants it, but otherwise kept out the way, or maybe the servants get to eat the grapes once they look less appetizing. Very basic crockery, supposedly for servants to use. Okay, that's all that seems to stand out in here, right? Oven's equipped with a gas cooker by the look of it. I wonder if normal folk will ever be able to afford these. I don't know. Sounds like a far dream. Who the fuck is that? Alright, wash basins. Running water is essential to keeping everything clean. This must be murder to get clean. I hear scullery maids are expected to rub sand into them with their bare hands. That sounds awful. A quick check reveals these pots to contain spices and biscuits. Various cleaning implements are kept in here, I presume. Alright. Who are you, child?
Begging your pardon, Lordship, I'm Molly.
What work do you do here?
I'm a scullery maid, your Lordship, though I clean the bedchambers too.
How long have you been working here?
Since I was a child, your Lordship. I'm not too certain of my age when I was brought here. I don't remember my parents very much, but Lord and Lady Denison were very kind to take me in, give me a job, food and lodgings.
What do you think of the family you work for?
Please don't ask me such things, your Lordship. I would have no home without the family's kindness. But no,
Please do not ask me things. I would have no home without their kindness, but they're probably serial killers.
please, if you know something important about the family in this mansion, you must tell me. I'm sorry, I can't tell you anything more.
She seems to know something, but is too scared to tell me. Whether it's being scared of losing her job or something more, I cannot tell. Do you have a telephone? We already know this, but we'll ask anyway. Nope, we don't. My wife and children are missing. Have you perchance seen them?
It saddens me to say I have not, your Lordship.
What do you know of the dead man hanging in the forest?
A dead man in the forest? How horrible, but I know nothing of this, your Lordship.
Right, she's fucking useless. Alright, I don't see anything else in here. We've got to get something to give to the maid, right? So she swaps it for the thing. Like, I don't know what she wants, but like, I'm guessing a screwdriver, a garden hose, and a trusty spanner are not things that she is particularly interested in. Let's go for real. We can't get this door open. Hang on, what the fuck? I got the money from the pool! I wasn't paying attention! Holy shit! So when I clicked on the pool, I got money. So now we can bribe the maid. Right? Alright, here we go. Okay, that's fine. I'll give you this coin as payment for the unfinished bottle of whiskey. Well, not to be sniffed at, considering my paltry wages, it's a deal. Take it. I sure I left my wallet at the campsite. I shall speak to you later. Well, it's fine, because we've got the whiskey. Okay, fantastic. Now we can go and get rid of Giles. I have some whiskey if you're interested. It's a mere snifter, but it's from a good distillery, yeah? I'll take it. I'll go and enjoy this somewhere private. I won't ask where you got this from. I shall return later. Goodbye. Butler's gone upstairs to drink the whiskey. Fantastic. And now we can use the screwdriver on this. I unscrew the metal plate from the clock. Inside a small packet is a sheet of very old paper with a diary entry on it. The last page is signed by Samuel Pepys. Does the family even know of its existence? Okay, so Samuel Pepys is like he wrote a famous diary that covered events like the fucking fire of London and shit, right? Let's sell it to a private collector. Let's make some fucking mint. Alright, guys, this is worth a ton of money. Alright? Alright, now we have that. Let's continue to go up. Furniture blocks the way to the left. Okay, that's fine. The door is locked.
Sir, I must tell you something.
What is it?
Or rather, I must show you something. Please meet me in the lounge as soon as you can.
I guess we're going back downstairs to the lounge at the moment, guys. What was it you wanted to show me?
Not here. We need to go back to where Paul is hanging in the forest.
I don't want to go back to the dead body of this guy, blue guy.
I didn't know if I could trust you, but I've been observing your actions. You genuinely seem to be focused on finding your lost family. I didn't know if you were simply another of Lady Charlotte's gentleman friends playing some sort of roleplay.
Oh, God. I can assure you most definitely I'm not. I only want to find my wife and children.
So my friend Paul is obviously the victim of some evil. It will not be the last unless someone puts a stop to it. Unfortunately, the police have little interest in coming out here. We're many miles of tough terrain away from the nearest police station, and since the horses died, not houses, horses, we have no real way of contacting the outside world. You seem like an honest and intelligent man. I beg you to help me find out what is happening and stop it. I promise you I'll do what I can, but my priority is to find my family. I believe they are in danger from the same evil. I don't know whom I can trust in the mansion other than Molly. As for the family, Lord Charles was questioned at length by police after his children died. The family have always claimed both deaths were tragic accidents. Maybe they were. Lady Dennison is not of sound mind, and Lord Dennison is, well, an enigma. Giles is too fond of his whiskey, and who knows what he might do under the influence, and Gary's a good man at heart, but simple of head and maybe manipulated. Who knows what any of them are capable of? Until you came here, I felt there was no hope. If you felt like something evil was going on, even if the police would do nothing, why did you not leave yourself? Surely you don't feel safe here. There ain't nowhere I could go, really. Being an uneducated orphan and all, we're practically prisoners here, miles from the nearest town. Would have to get there on foot. Francesca's manner of speaking is becoming more like the street language she grew up with. Perhaps it's because of the emotional stress she's under or due to her feeling more comfortable in my presence. Now she's decided I can be trusted. But that's not the only reason. I had a friend. One of the other kitchen maids she was. We came to the mansion with a couple of weeks of each other. Maisie her name was. And we became fast friends. Almost straight away. But we started to grow suspicious. Maisie even more so than me. She decided to run away. Wanted me to come back with her, she did, but I was too scared of going back on the streets as a beggar, so I stayed here. She did go, but she never wrote. She promised faithfully to write and never did. I'm convinced something happened to her. There could be a number of reasons why she didn't write. Not Maisie. She always found a way, she did. Walking across the hills for 100 miles were no problem for her. She was fit as a fiddle. Something was done to her. Something horrible. And maybe not only her. But I ain't got no proof. And then there's the noises. Awful noises, like people in pain. Dull, muffled noises. Sometimes in the air, sometimes over here. Francesca points at a path hidden behind some undergrowth that leads me to a rock face at the end of the path. I believe that someone from the mansion is part of the heinous plot. The servants here are discouraged from coming out here, but since Maisie left, I've made sure to find out as much as I could without getting caught. This may be important to your efforts to save your family. I believe they may be caught up in the same despicable intrigue. I must get back, but I wish you success.
I just cut him down at this point. I can just faintly detect a hollow in the rock face. The inside of the hollow moves away easily. I can't quite see what's behind it, but I feel the shape of a handle and a keyhole. Okay, so we need a key to go in the rock face. There's a secret door, guys. Oh yeah, we already got the thing from in there, right? So we don't need that at the moment. And we don't need the wheelbarrow at the moment either. Okay.
Your Lordship, I've been trying to find you. You must be absolutely exhausted, and I expect you've been walked many miles in your search. Please let me get you something to eat and drink.
I suddenly realise how tired and hungry I am. Perhaps a quick snack and a drink would reinvigorate me. You're very kind. I would be grateful for whatever you could spare. I wouldn't eat food in this fucking house! I wouldn't eat food in this fucking house!
Please come with me, Your Lordship. I'm afraid I hadn't much, but I heated up for you, my Lordship. I have some trout, potatoes, and carrots.
The trout is delicious. Is it from the lake outside?
Yes, Your Lordship. Lord Charles is a keen fisherman. He really hates it when Lady Charlotte takes a swim. He says it scares off the fish.
I can imagine.
Not as much as he hates it when she swims naked, of course.
Yes, quite. Despite the conversation taking a strange turn, I feel most refreshed and energized. I'm ready to continue my search.
I hate working through the nights, the full moon. Gary seems to enjoy it, though. I don't know if he ever sleeps. I think he'll be by the stables, probably pretending the horses are still alive.
Well, that sounds like a healthy fucking attitude to have, doesn't it? Let's go and speak to Crazy Gary.
Hi, Gary. Hello, my good man. Who are you? Hello, mister. My name's Gary. What do you do here? I'm the first footman, mister. How many footmen are there? Just one now, but I'm still the first. Well, you can tell me other stuff. Well, Giles is a buffoon and he likes his drink too much. Molly's a nice enough girl and Franny is a bit of a raspberry, if you know what I mean. I don't know what that means, actually. But do not let her catch you looking at a Tora Laura's. Oh my god, he means tits. Or you'll be in for some mouth pie. I guess he means that she is hot and don't look at her tits. Tora Laura's. Jesus fucking Christ. How very improper. Does he have no manners? Is there anything you can tell me about the family who employ you? On account of my father, his lordship has kept me on. Very kind of him. Please do not ask me about the ladies, Edith and Charlotte. They think I am like dirt beneath their expensive shoes. I think about the mansion, you know. I can tell many secrets the mansion has, including one of great interest to me personally. Meet me in the dining room later and I'll tell you about it. Well, thanks. What happened to the horses? Burnt alive they were, poor things. Edith started a fire, not as she meant to. People stay away from this stable, so I go there a lot to be alone. My family gone missing? Do you know where they are? I'm afraid I am not. I'm sorry. Do you know about the man found hanged in the forest? Mister, all sorts of terrible things go on here, but I'm always told to keep quiet. Do not listen to Gary. It is simple, they say. What sort of terrible things? People vanish, screaming, crying, people in much pain, but nobody ever listens to Gary. Who tells you to keep quiet? The rich folks, mainly. They think I'm a wooden spoon that makes up stories. Alright. Alright, so we've got to meet Gary in the dining room later on. This was locked, right? Yeah. Alright. Famous explorer Stephen Donny made his name investigating ruins in Egypt and Abyssinia. He later became obsessed with the fate of Atlantis. The artist signed his name as Kippensop, must be Dutch. That's a classroom. A topographical map of the Great Britain Island. The blackboard contains an eclectic mix of mathematical examples, including the quadratic equation. If these were for young children, they must have been prodigies, or their teacher was unrealistic. A book. A book about geometry and trigonometry. I learned this stuff years ago when I started training to be an architect. Book about botany, open to a page with flowers that look like the ones I've seen by the lake, but none of the varieties mentioned are purple. Okay, we're not going to take a school book from a kid, apparently. Desk is very similar to the desk at the public school I went to, functional and slightly soul-destroying. There's a book of poetry on the small shelf under the desk. I have no use for it. Okay. So there was nothing in this room really of note. At least not at the moment, anyway. I have no reason to wipe out the lesson on the board. Aren't the kids dead anyway? Like, who cares, right? Well, this is a bit creepy. I wonder how long this plaything's been sitting here unused. William and then Sophie had one similar to this. There's also a ball with it covered with dust. Oh, this is creepy. I don't like this, guys. An empty fishbowl. Did it have fish in the past? I mean, I'm assuming so. I have no use for an empty fishbowl. I can't make up my mind as to whether this teddy bear is adorable or terrifying. A simple and convenient place to store clothes. The drawers are empty with the exception of a nail file. I've taken it. The bed looks old but doesn't show signs of having been used recently. That's because they are dead. The parrots are nicely ornamental and go along with the colour scheme of this room, but the scheme makes the whole room feel colder. A musical box with a picture of a mountain on the lid. Unfortunately, the music won't stop playing since there's no handle to crank. Okay, that's probably important. This hole apparently is nothing, even though... I wonder if the damage not being repaired is due to the house being so far away from anyone or due to negligence. We've seen a few cracks, right? There's some downstairs too. A Peddler of Scarves by Connor Mountain. The man in the painting is roguishly wearing his scarf across his shoulders. How scandalous! Alright, so we got a nail file from in here. Isabel is sitting sobbing on the stairwell. Isabel, what's wrong? Charlotte lost her sheet music of the tune we always played together. She was so angry, though not at me. Oh, this is the posh one, I think. The music seems to make her happy too, though she always disappears afterwards. If I find it, I'll let you know if there's anything else I can do for you. Poetry helps calm me down too, but the collection by Wordsworth that I love has been misplaced too. It wasn't in the games room when I looked. Oh, we know where that is. Okay, let's see if I can find it. Alright, let's get the poetry thing for her. It's in here, right? Okay. Alright, we took the book of poetry. Is it a poetry book you wanted? Oh, thank you. I'll go to the music room to read it. It calms me. I made it to the second floor. If my family is somewhere in this house, it must be here. A painting of American frontiersman AGG and his loyal chinchilla Fluffy. Is that a thing, guys? I don't know anything about American frontiers. A table with a drawer in it seems oddly placed. I can't see any way of opening the drawer, even though it seems to be well used. I can feel switches of some kind underneath the drawer. This must be a locking mechanism. Okay, so we need to find what that is. I hope you don't mind me coming in like this. It's like, what the fuck is this painting? Of course not, dear boy. I told you earlier that you could explore the mansion. Though I have to admit, I'm a little surprised to see you in my boudoir. My apologies, it's just that you said you knew something about my family. I do recall seeing a woman, a boy and a girl out in the forest earlier when I was looking out the window. Do you see where they went? Alas, no, they did seem to be coming towards the mansion, but after I don't know, I'm afraid. Then I'm right to focus my searching around the mansion. Thank you for your help. Strange thing for a lady to have in a bedroom. This seems to be an army issue. An officer's travel chest, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so we can't do it while she's in the room, obviously. What a beautiful painting of a ballerina. Was this Lady Charlotte in her younger days, perhaps? It's no Degas, but it's very eye-catching. It's a drop wall well dresser made of walnut by the look of it. Wonderful piece of furniture. We have another chair that are fucking hideous. We have a bed. Only one side looks used, so that the couple don't sleep together. The velvet curtains help keep out the cold during the night. Alright, I guess... I hear you play the piano. Oh yes, I love to play. Sadly, I lost the sheet music I play along with Isabel on the harp. Poor thing, she suffered terribly when her children died. But she finds peace in the music. It's all in the fingers, you know. It's all in the fingers? As a lesbian, I concur. Fingers are amazing things, don't you think? The digits on your hand can cause such pleasure or such pain. Fingers little, middle, ring or four, and thumb together made music I adore. Tell me a bit about yourself. I moved into this mansion a few years ago after my husband died. I have exceptionally good eyesight. I love music and new experiences, that is all. Alright. So we need to find sheet music to get rid of her. Help! I'm in the presence of a stranger. I fear I'm in terrible danger. I didn't mean to... What are you doing here? Who are you? Why are you here? Are you a thief? Come to steal Lady Dennison's jewels? Yes, you'd like to get your hands on my jewels, wouldn't you, vagrant? So what is the meaning of this intrusion? You have me in great panic and confusion. No, really, I'm only here to... Whatever I say, she continues to yell uncontrollably. Before I get a chance to make my exit, a man, who I'm presuming to be Lord Dennison, enters the room. Just what in the blazes is the meaning of this? Please, sir, I can explain. Later, lad. Lottie told me she'd invited a guest, though I must say I didn't expect you to wander into our bedroom. I'm sorry, sir. My plight is desperate as my wife and child have gone missing. I fear it has caused me to take liberties I would not normally dream of. I see. If I can help later, I will. However, first I need to calm down my dear wife. Please leave us for now. The man's voice sounds similar to the voice coming from one of the locked rooms on the ground floor. Okay, so that probably is open now, right? Is the implication. We need to go... It's a picture of a Smurf. Oh my god, okay, maybe not. Just what in blazes are you doing in our room? Well, what do you got to say for yourself, man? A two-part dresser with a mirror. Since losing her children, I would hazard a guess that Isabel sees sad eyes looking back at her every time she looks at this. Sorry to intrude on you, sir. I meant no disrespect. I was invited to your home. The impertinence. I suppose you're another one of my aunt's friends. 2 doors down is the one you want. You misunderstand me, sir. My family disappeared and I'm searching for them. Oh, well then. You will not find them here, nor have I seen or heard them. Might I inquire as to your identity? I'm Charles, son of Lord Dennison, husband of Isabel. Heir to the mansion one day, for what it's worth. I met your wife earlier, sir. I'm sorry to hear you lost your children. Yes. Awful business. Awful. Poor Izzy has never come close to recovering, as you probably realised when you spoke to her. How did your children die? Let's just have a casual conversation. Terrible accidents, both of them. What can you tell me of the staff here? We don't have enough servants, really, but you must take what you can get these days. The servants we have are unremarkable, but seem loyal. Did you have more servants in years gone by? Indeed we did, but it's difficult to keep a good staff these days. We are so far away from everything here, you see. But there is safety in distance. I understand you enjoy fishing. Indeed I do. It helps me relax no end. I'm afraid I do have a rather short fuse sometimes. It's fortunate you have your own lake to fish in. It's one of the best things about the mansion. I thought living here would bring me peace, but it seems to have caused me ceaseless unease instead. What makes about the mansion makes you uneasy? Honestly, I could not say. It began even before my sons Jonathan and Arthur died, leaving me without an heir. What happened to your sons? I do not wish to talk about it. The memories are too painful. Alright. Dalmatian looking pleadingly at the viewer, the sort of painting adored by many dog lovers, the plaque reads, Portrait of Vashti, the best dog anyone ever had. I'm afraid you haven't met Pretzel, or Painter. Console table with a smooth finish. It's a box of matches. I'll take it. Okay. What do you think I'm doing in here, sir? I mean you no harm. I'm trying to find my missing... How many fucking people live here? Mission dead to the house by Lady Charlotte. The house, perhaps, but not my private chamber, surely. I truly am sorry to disturb you. I believe my family are in danger. If I could ask you a few questions? This is madness. Charlotte's gone too far. Ask then and be gone. So who are you? I'm the children's nurse and educator. My name is Penelope. Where are the children? The children are... She just stares into space. There's no sign that any children have been here for some years. If the children are gone, why are you still here? The children will be back. Nothing bad happened to the children. The horror did not come. It didn't happen. She's fine. She's totally fine. The poor woman's clearly deluded. It's been weeks since I saw the children, or months, maybe years, but they will come back. My heart knows this. They will return, and they will be whole, unharmed. I wonder just what happened in this place. What can you tell me about the family that owns the mansion? Lord and Lady Dennison are very kind, very kind. Lady Charlotte I don't know very well. I find her rather intimidating. How about the other servants? Giles is usually half rats. Gary's nice but a bit slow in the head. Francesca and Molly are okay, but neither am I chuckaboo exactly. What the fuck does that mean? She is shockingly forthright in her views. Do you have a best friend, chuckaboo? To be truthful, I always preferred spending time with the children than adults. Their minds are so much purer. However, I wish the children were still here. But nothing bad happened to them. Nothing bad! The very capable woman completely goes to pieces when the children are mentioned. Do you know of anyone missing from the house recently? So many people have gone missing over the years, but Paul the Footman's the latest. There's been a lot of people go missing? Oh yes, so many. Wouldn't surprise me if the local butcher's bag's mystery didn't contain human flesh now and then. She seems remarkably unperturbed about the possibility of dead people ending up in sausages people eat. My own wife and children have gone missing. Have you seen them? Poor little mites. Nothing will happen to the children, though. I'm sure no harm came to the children. They will return someday. Alright, let's not talk about children. Alright, see you later. It's a mannequin for hanging clothes on. Perhaps she makes her own clothes. We've got a couch. It's a velvet blue chaise lounge. Set awkwardly in the corner of the room as if brought for without checking. First they had room for it. Swivel vanity mirror. We've got a drawer we can't look through. We've got a bed. And a painting of a tranquil scene of a lily flower in the lake. Looks oriental. I can hear heavy snoring sounds like Giles. Guess the whiskey combined with the late hour knocked him out. I'll leave him be. A large pointless vase in the corridor. The paint has faded off for different spots due to passage of time. There's nothing inside. Okay. Well, we have a few more things now. We need to find the songbook. Absolutely. I can hear Lord Dennison talking reassuringly to his wife. He speaks with a gentle yet firm authority. Ever so often he tells her that he wants to return to his study, but she becomes hysterical. Okay, so we can go to his study. We need to go through his study while we can, right? Because he's not in it anymore. Which is this room here. Yes, it appears the rush to answer his wife shouting. Lord Dennison forgot to lock the study behind him. I should be quick. I doubt he'll be happy to find me here. We've got a telescope, presumably for surveying his lordship's equipment. A parchment. Lord Dennison's writing a letter to the chief constable in the nearest city. Old-fashioned quill. Either his lordship is resistant to using modern pens or it's hard to get hold of them out here from a faraway civilization. I have no use for the quill, but the magnifying glass could definitely come in useful. I will return it later. We've got books detailing land ownership. I have no reason to read these books in detail. Cabinet, one drawer is unlocked. It contains some blueprints and documents. Okay, one of them is the original title deed for the property. It's dated 1311, back when Edward II was on the throne. Are you going to take it? No. Settee, the horrible green colour again. It looks like it's barely seen any use. I get the impression that Lord Dennison prefers solitude. We've got a cabinet, a lot filing cabinet, probably containing land registry details and other certification. I can't open it, not that I have any reason to try. We've got books about legal matters and geography. Alright, let's get the fuck out of here now. That music was freaking me out. Okay, so we have a box of matches, a magnifying glass. Can we use it on this? I don't want to strike a match against that. There's got to be something else in here, right? Dear Walter, with regards to the recent inquiry about the alleged disappearance of another member of my serving staff, Lord Dennison is clearly an old friend, otherwise would surely not be so informal. I appreciate the small anonymous tips you've been receiving, quite large. I assure you that nothing goes on here without my knowledge. Moist reassurances, nothing to be concerned about, asking about the Chief Constable's wife, and mention a large donation to be sent in the near future. Ah. Oh, she's not in here anymore, what the fuck? Oh, we can look around. I know I shouldn't, but I can't help myself. I must know what's inside this. A full British Army uniform. The collar's both a star and a crown, indicating a colonel. There's also an Enfield rifled musket, which has seen plenty of action. There's some medals here, including the Crimea medal. Whoever this chest belonged to was a highly decorated soldier. The final piece of the puzzle, communicate to the widow of Colonel Arthur Fitzpatrick, hero of the Crimean War. He died in 1857 during the Indian Rebellion. Lady Charlotte must be the widow of Arthur Denison. Her heart must have been well and truly broken. I don't feel the need to look at that more closely. I can make out 8 letters. Here we go. FMLTRLTM. There's also a drawing of a left hand facing down. Do the letters correspond to digits? Alright, I've learned everything now. I should probably leave here. FM. I hope we have a fucking note on this. FMLTRLTM. Oh, is it like the fingers? Is it like Is it meant? Do you think because she was obsessed with fingers, right? If you're enjoying a poetry book, it's not a good I adore Wordsworth. Okay, fine, fuck off. I don't know how this would correspond to the buttons here. Like, first, middle. I mean, could they be corresponding to fingers? First, middle, little thumb, ring would make sense. Actually, let's try this one more time. If this is right, this would be first. So it'd be first, middle, little, thumb, ring, little, thumb, middle. As this is outside Lady Charlotte's room, I presume this is her drawer. She mentioned something about it all being fingers. Perhaps it's something in that given there are 5 switches. Didn't I just do it? Oh, so the thumb's on the right. Okay. So it's going to be... God, that confuses the fuck out of me. So it'll be first, middle, little, thumb, ring, little, thumb, middle. That did it. There's a book about runes in the drawer. I'm not sure why. I'm convinced it must be important, but I'm going to borrow it. There is a page containing Anglo-Saxon runes and their modern equivalency. Some are highlighted. Alright. So that's the ones we probably have to press, right? At this. The runes of the pillar are the same as the ones in the book. I shall have a closer look. Alright, so let's read the book again. Can I read the book again? Great. I can't. We've got to match the combination, but I have no idea how to read the book. I'll press R to read. There you go. Alright, so we need... the weird M. Right, it's first, I think. Then the T, then the F, then the C. MTFC, let's try that. So it'll be M, T, F, C. Nah. We're trying to spell a word, maybe? We can spell nope. Or open. Oh my god, it's open. It's FCMN. Let's try that. Secret compartment open, revealing an iron key. I've taken it. I've taken the opportunity to return the book to where I found it. I don't want to carry it around needlessly. Alright, we have a key. Is it going to be the key to the weird place on the mountain? Or do you think it's going to be the key
to... I mean, I can just go and check, can't I? If it's for this place here or not. I don't think it's for this, probably. The key fits into the lock. I found the hollow and a secret door opens. The cave inside is very dark. I need a lamp and a means to light it. Well, fortunately, we know where to get that. We're making progress, guys. I need an oil lamp to enter the cave. Francesca showed me. I better take it if it's unlit. Okay, hopefully we'll just auto-combine these when we get there, because there's no way of actually manually combining stuff. We're making relatively good progress, but... all these rooms are fucking locked. Oh, I wonder if Giles is awake now. I can't hear the awful snoring. Let's see. Is that the tub already? I say, please don't tell his lordship I was half rats again. Don't worry, my good man. Your secret's safe with me. I'm much obliged to you. Think nothing of it. This is a terrifying picture. Famous Russian author Dmitry Suhorkin. His most celebrated work is Felony and Retribution. Never heard of it. A two-seater Rococo cipher. I can't tell if it's authentic or one of John Henry Belter's designs from America. Luxurious double bed. I think he wants to say to me. Just what happened to the horses? The table appears to have heavy fire damage. It was a tragedy, but out of respect for the family, I cannot go into details. Out of respect for Lady Denison in particular. Poor Jason the groom and Jack the stable boy lost their lives trying to save the horses. Sadly, none survived. What did Lady Denison do? She and Jason were having collie shangles again, and they argued a lot about the state of the Empire, and things got out of hand. A lamp got knocked over, the family hushed it all up, of course. Did Lady Denison argue with many of the staff? Oh, she argues with everyone. She has a, put it politely, touch of lunacy about her. It's been getting worse these last few years. She mostly stays in her bedroom now. Everyone's happier that way. Know much about the mansion. It's a very old building, built on ancient ruins of a Roman villa. If you could find him and he's in a talkative mood, Lord Denison knows much more than I do. I think about the Denison family. Denison family have a noble heritage dating back to Edward III's reign and have lived in the area since Charles I was on the throne. The current Lord and Lady are very traditional in their views, other family members less so. Other servants. What can I say? Gary's amiable but dim. Francesca is doing her best to be a cook. Morley's a sweet girl who deserves better than this place, and Penelope lost her mind when the children died. Don't ask me more about them. Would have thought a mansion this size would have many more staff than 5. You'd be right, and we'd have about 20 staff here once, but so many have died over the years and not been replaced. I kind of hope he just fucks off so I can check around his room, but there's not there's anything in there, right? These two are still having an argument, so I can't go in there. She's back in there now, so that's useless. Fuck. Like, I feel like there's just nowhere to go now, right? Like, there's just a creepy room where we can't do anything with the music box properly, and we have... I don't understand this lantern thing. Like, I just don't understand why I can't use the lantern on the thing. Like, it seems really fucking stupid that I can't. You know, like, what do I... maybe I'm just being an idiot? Do you need... I have a box of matches! I have a box of matches! What the fuck is the point of having a box of matches if they don't light? Oh my god, I had to press the up arrow! Are you fucking kidding me? As soon as the door opens, I'm assailed by a foul stench such as had never been assaulted my nose before. However, I do recognise that smell. It is the smell of death. What's that moving over there? Who's there? Am I hallucinating? Coming out of a daze, I stand just inside the doorway to the secret cave. With shaking hands, I light the oil lamp. I look around me in horror. What I see is every bit as unsettling as the vision I'd had. This time, undeniably, terrifyingly real. I must get away. Some of these bodies have been here for a long time, although scraps of flesh indicate that perhaps scavengers are more to blame than decay. We've got bones, some sharp weapon used. Let's better pick up some bones, although wait. I think I can see something glinting amongst it. It's a locket. I wonder who it belonged to. There's a picture of a girl in it. I've taken it. 2 men and women have all the evidence of whip marks and strangulation. One has large puncture marks as if stabbed all over. Nothing else amongst the bones. The bodies are laid as lovers. Yeah, I was going to say, these two are going at it. Goddess knows what disease could be harboured here, quite apart from the impropriety of touching decaying corpses. Alright, let's get the fuck out of here. Okay, so we got a locket. A locket with a picture of a girl in it. Alright, who the fuck wants a picture of the girl then? Fuck. Oh yeah, the maid had a friend go missing, didn't she? Oh, he's here now. He wants to tell me something. You said something about secrets. The arsehole is a hidden chapel, which I believe contains a special Bible, a priceless heirloom of my family. Do you want me to try and find the heirloom? I'd be most grateful. There's a lever inside the vase at the end of the second floor. If you pull it, a hidden panel will slide back, opening up a hallway which leads to the chapel. I'm certain the Bible's in there somewhere. Presumably you looked in the chapel. Why are you so certain the heirloom is in the chapel? My father told me, but he died before he revealed me the secret of how to find it. I'm sure no one else knows about this chapel, so it must still be there. How to find the heirloom? I remember hearing him recite Revelation 6:1-8 on several occasions. Something about horsemen, disasters which I couldn't understand. Maybe it has something to do with it. So you're a lot smarter than you lead people to believe, I think. I put it down to my simple diet. Vegetables and water only. Like Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abed... I don't even know those people are. I guess they're like Bible characters. In ancient Babylon. People less guarded around simple folk so I can pay to appear more foolish in their eyes. Alright. Let's go and do that first then. Fuck it. Let's go... By the way, we looked in this vase. Did we not notice the fucking lever? I'm curious. It looks to me there was once a priest hole, but it's been expanded quite a bit. Catholics were persecuted during the reign of Queen Elizabeth I, so great homes and mansions owned by Catholics often had these hiding places for when the places were searched. I don't recall ever seeing one converted like this. The room itself is a conflict of styles too, with Spartan furnishings more akin to Puritan ideals, but the statue and stained glass window are extravagant given the location. There is a thick layer of dust on everything. I doubt it's been used for many years, maybe even over a century. The inscription says this is Jesus in the form of Michael the Archangel. King James Bible, not very old and in plain sight. This can't be what Gary was looking for. The pulpit, there's something that looks slightly wrong about the back. The wood grain runs differently to the rest of the pulpit. Gary's verses were Revelation 6:1-8. Okay, so, and I saw and beheld a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. Oh god. It's supposed to have 7 candles, there's only one in place. The design reminds me of a spider. Cracks, the mortar's crumbled in a couple of places. The place clearly hasn't been very cared for over the years. I wonder how many people know of its existence. An image of an angel. The window has some sort of faint backlighting. It's not meant to be visible from the outside. Very tiny screw heads. Alright. The screwdriver, though quite small, is too large to fit the screws. Alright, let's try the nail file. Using the nail file as a makeshift screwdriver, remove the false panel and reveal a most unusual safe. Instead of a dial which could be turned, there are 8 icons. 4 horses of different colours and 4 disparate items. They can be pushed down. Okay, can we have a look at it, please? 4 buttons with a drawing of a horse, and in total there are 8. Jesus fucking Christ, guys. They want another horse that we use red. Okay, I've got to go from the beginning, right? Hang on. Alright. So, a white horse with a bow and a crown. And he went forth conquering and to conquer. Okay? And then there was another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and that was given to him a great sword. So we have red horse and a sword there. Third seal, a black horse with a pair of scales, and a pale horse, and his name was Death. And the fourth part, kill the... Alright, so let's have a look again. So it's going to be this horse first, and the crown. Then it's the red horse and a sword, then the black horse and that, then that and death. What? Okay, that... Maybe this order? The safe and... Yeah, okay, so that's the pale horse. The safe opens and inside is something I never thought I'd see in my lifetime. A complete Gutenberg Bible. These are immensely rare and must be worth a fortune. This has to be the ALM Gary's talking about. I will take it to him. There you go. That was nice of us, wasn't it? I solved that pretty quickly. Here it is, I found your alien. I can't believe it, you actually did it. Thank you so much. They set me up for life. If I can find a buyer. As a token of thanks, please take this key. This key you just gave me, what's it for? It's a key to the third bedroom, next to Charlotte's room. I like to keep clear of the grand lords and ladies of this house. Whatever they may say, they don't like me at all. What could I want with this key? There's a secret room underneath it. I've been in once when I was a young child. I can't even remember who took me there, but I'll never forget what was in it. So what was in it? Amazing treasures from the Caribbean. Pirate treasures, I think. An oyster with a real pearl, bones made into a necklace, and most amazingly, a skull made out of crystal. How do I get into the secret room? I cannot tell you. I never knew the secret. There may be someone in the mansion who knows, or perhaps you will have to work it out for yourself. Great treasures await you if you do. The key could come in handy. I should search every room in the mansion. Okay. Let's go and talk to the maid while we're here then, right? Is this girl in the locket Maisie? Let me look. It is. This is Maisie. I dread to ask where you found it. I'm afraid I found it in a cave, along with many bodies. I wish I could say I'm surprised, but it's as if I've long feared. May I keep the locket? I gave Francesca the locket. When I get out of this place, will you come with me and bear witness to what you know? I will, sir. Thank you so much for giving me closure about Maisie. Knowing she's dead is terrible, but suspecting without knowing was worse. She's so fucking dead, this chick. Alright. Okay. So we now have a bunch of fucking progress made. I hear a commotion nearby. Standing outside the third bedroom is Edith, gesturing frantically with Charles. Charlotte and Alfred trying in vain to calm her down. Come downstairs, Mother. I will play some music to calm you down. No, I won't go anywhere. Leave me alone. Unhand me. It's no good. We can't move her in this state. I need to get into that bedroom. Maybe I can find something that will calm Edith down and that will move on. Charlotte's words indicate music may soothe her. Okay. Okay, so I can't go this way at all. So now I need to find the music. But these rooms are all searchable now. Because everyone's out the rooms, right? So we can look around a bit. Nothing. It doesn't seem like there's anything in here, though. Like, of note, right? Oh, maybe. He's like, oh, the rug is so soft. That's not the time. It's not the time to be fondling a rug. Oh, she's still in here. Fuck. I think that fish you gave me was off. I had the strangest vision since hitting it, of a ghoulish-looking face, the minute I was about to enter a cave. Goodness me, no, your lordship. It was fresh, only caught yesterday afternoon. Is there anything else off? No, your lordship. It was leftovers only from dinner, which was very late last night. So now it's had strange turns after eating the fish from the lake. Possibly, there's often talk of seeing things that aren't there. I've never had it, nor Franny or Gary that I know of. Does everyone eat the fish? Not me, your lordship. Can't stand the taste. Franny didn't like it either, and Gary is allergic. So everyone who has eaten the fish has had hallucinations. I couldn't say for absolute certain, but it does seem that way. Then why did you give me some, you stupid bitch? Jesus fucking Christ. What the fuck? Oh yeah, eat the fucking poisonous fish. I need to know where the sheet music is. That's the problem. According to Molly, people who eat fish from the lake might see things. I really need to see what's down there. If only I could find a way to safely dive underwater. And we're meant to use the hose? I could use the hose to breathe underwater for a couple of minutes, but I would need some way to keep one end above water. The wagon would be a good way to keep one end of the hose above water, but it needs something to attach the hose to the wheel. Of wire we need, then it probably is from this. Oh my god, I swear I did this! I will take this to Lady Denison. I give the music box to Lady Denison, and it does indeed calm her down, although the family doesn't appear. I didn't need sheet music! And Charles gives me a very odd look. They all retire back to their respective bedrooms. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. As I step into the room, Lady Edith addresses me. Not just anybody can converse with me. To unlock my speech, the French maid knows the key. Now please take leave. What? Alright, okay. So, we can now open this. We've unlocked the door. What are you doing here, fellow? Away with you, lurking outside locked doors. Your behaviour is most suspicious. Pardon me, sir. I didn't mean to upset you. Oh, fuck. We can't go through there.
And he's too freaked out by what happened at the stables to actually look at the stable. Crumbling mortar. Oh my god! There is a piece of steel wire sticking out the crumbling mortar here. Can't get the steel wire out with my bare hands. What do we use? To bashing a bit of the mortar, I'm able to pull the wire out quite easily. There we go! That's our progress we need. Right, now, we can tie this to that. So we're going to keep one end of the hose above water. Okay, do I have to use this on it first? I now attach something to the wheel with the wire. We get the hose. I attach one end to the hose with the wheel and breathe through the other end. It won't be comfortable, but it still enables me to see what's down there. Time to dive. Okay, what's this? A shimmering glow emerges from the crack. It looks like a substance from the barrel is interacting with the water and creating a bright luminescence. I'd rather keep my distance. It looks dangerous. There's something for the authorities to deal with. A number of barrels have crashed down to the lake's surface. Most have managed to remain intact, but one is broken. Wallet. It's the document wallet of some kind, possibly waterproof. I think it's been overlaid with gutta percha. It's lodged under a rock. The rock is too heavy. I managed to dislodge it and retrieve the wallet from underneath. Isn't too heavy, sorry. Okay, so we got a wallet, and he's too scared to touch the glow. There's like some weird radiation, right? There are documents in the wallet. They speak of an experimental chemical said to induce various psychotropic and hallucinogenic results in a vast number of test subjects. Those tested were all convicts and were disposed of afterwards. The documents suggest the plan was to expose the water sources of the primary cities of American rebels with this substance, with the aim of letting them destroy themselves before reclaiming it for Great Britain. Oh my god, Americans. Somehow this shipment got sidetracked here, probably on the way to Liverpool docks. Clearly, whatever was behind this plan, they're creating havoc and panic across the whole country. I'll report this to the authorities when I get home. Alright. A waterproof wallet. Is that all that's in that, then? Okay, will she talk to me now? Well, let's go back to the mansion and see if anything's changed. He's still there, being a dick. So, I found evidence that something in the lake water has affected people's minds. I think it gets the fish, so anyone eating them gets affected. I would have thought my fish allergy would actually come in handy. I'm planning on getting out of here anyway. We'll try and join you after you find your folks. Alright, let's get everyone on board. Okay, let's warn these. I'd explain many things. I'm thankful I do not eat fish myself, although seeing the increasing madness through sane eyes without the power to take action was terrible in itself. Alright, we're warning them all anyway, right? I have evidence that something in the lake is contaminated. Nothing would surprise me. The place is cursed. You really think the place is cursed? Since I moved here, both my children died. There is enough for me to view it as cursed. If there is something here of value. What do you mean? I feel you've earned my trust. You both recovered my poetry book and trusted me with the information in these documents. I would like to enlist your help in finding the Book of Secrets. Book of Secrets? My ancestor kept a diary of his experiences in the New World, where he would describe his spiritual awakening. He called it the Book of Secrets. So what's the problem? I've never been able to open it. I do not trust anyone except maybe Franny, but she is always so busy. Please, sir, I beg you. I feel Lady Edith may know something about it, but she talks in riddles, and frankly, she scares me. Would you not just chop the chest open with an axe? I fear that by doing so I may damage the precious book inside. What makes you think Lady Denison knows how to open the chest containing your ancestor's book? She says strange things sometimes. Well, all the time, really, but sometimes she talks of a French pirate, and I wonder if she's talking about my ancestor. It could just be nonsense. How do I get to this secret room? There are 2 small buttons inside the drawer in the dresser to the right of the mirror. Press both buttons 3 times in quick succession, the trapdoor will open. Jesus fucking Christ. Alright. Goodbye for now, Isabel. Okay, so we can go to that room. Let's warn her. That would explain a much strange behaviour. The family has strange persecution syndrome. They're always convinced they have enemies everywhere. Okay, yeah. We're being really helpful here and nice. Alright. It's the wrong floor. We go up here, go along here, in here. Hang on. Didn't she say it was here? The dresser to the left. I'm sure she said that. But maybe not? Maybe it's a different room? Oh, we have to get rid of her. There's a contaminant in the lake affecting people's minds. Really, how terrible. What is it? A moment of terrible clarity has come upon me. I must show you something. Come with me. What the fuck? What the fuck is this room? I feel I must tell you, while my mind is clear, my sorrow so often overwhelms me, and if what you say about the water in the lake is true, my mind is muddled by that as well. I've always felt the children's disappearance may have been caused by Charles. I hid this bottle here in the children's bedroom where nobody would ever find it. Take it. A bottle of arsenic? How dreadful, but how can you be sure who used it? Charles was a strict man, but not cruel, so I'm told it did not work for them at that time, but after moving here, he changed and got angry very quickly. The water being contaminated would perhaps explain this, and got so angry at little Jonathan and Arthur they became scared of him. Then I found this bottle, Please try and stay calm, Penelope. Try and stay in control. You're right, sir, I must remain strong or I'll lose my mind. What would you have me do with this bottle? I thought perhaps it could be used as evidence, I don't really know. I'll see what I can do. Alright. Got a doll, a knitted doll. My Sophie has one and loves it to bits. Wouldn't go anywhere without it. This one looks like it's barely been touched. Very elegant chest of drawers made with oak. Very solid. Perhaps not completely childproof, but nothing is. There's nothing useful in there. We've got a toy. William would love this as a toy. Black Panthers are his favourite animals. A painting of a popular music hall entertainer. Trepidanos, singer, juggler, and comedian all rolled into one, pictured in a typically flamboyant outfit. This brings back memories. My brother and I had a bunk bed when we were little. Okay, let's get the fuck out of here. So this is... Now we can go in her room. And do this, right? There's some sheep music on the side of the mirror. I bet it's what Isabel was looking for. I wonder why Penelope had it. Hang on, what the fuck is the buttons then? Fine, we'll do the sheep music at first, I guess. Whatever. What cabinet is she talking about with the buttons? I don't know. I mean, I found the sheet music at least. I found the sheet music you're looking for. I can play the piano a little. Would you like to accompany me on the harp? Thank you. I'll let you know when I feel ready to play again, Sam. Well, that was fucking great. So that was a absolute fucking waste of time. But I can't go in Lady C's room because the fucking... This dickhead is here. Oh. Oh my god, we're just confronting him? Do you recognise this, sir? What is nonsense? A bottle of arsenic, do you recognise it? No, I mean, why should I? It's the sort of thing you should be carrying around. Far too dangerous. Let me take it from you and dispose of it. Charles returns to his bedroom having taken the bottle of poison. Hopefully he, like, tops himself. That'd be great. Alright, anyway. We can open the store in a minute, but first let's go and speak to... I've learned your verse, Lady Edith. Although I have come to you as a stranger, I wish to confirm that I pose no danger. I feel I can trust you since you know this verse, so please go ahead if you wish to converse. I'm sorry I startled you earlier. Don't worry, my dear, that's really okay. Far too easily startled I am today. So then you can tell me about your female servants. 2 young maids we have, just like sisters they are. A nurse we have too, but her mind wanders far. About the male servants. The butler will probably drink till he's dead. Our footman has nothing but air in his head. How are you enjoying the music box? The tune makes me think of a land far away. A melody sweet to my soul it does play. You tell me about your husband. Lord Alfred is indeed the love of my life. Truly blessed I am that I became his wife. Did you get on okay with Charles and Isabel? Charles showed poor judgment when he fell for a French, but he did far worse when he married the wench. Jesus Christ, she doesn't give a fuck. You don't approve of Charles marrying a Frenchwoman? She's not of pure blood and so cannot be trusted. If only my son had not for her lusted. Jesus Christ. What do you mean about Isabel not being of pure blood? Though her appearance and charms are not shoddy, the blood of a pirate runs through her body. She has an ancestor who was a pirate. Under a rock by the shimmering lagoon, the French pirate's code can be seen at full moon. Okay, French pirate's code. When the full moon is high in the midnight sky, a rock by our lakeside will tell you no lie. Okay, we know that now. You've seen a woman and 2 children lost in the woods. A wife and 2 children? Seen them I have not. Here in the wilds we don't see strangers, a lot. Do you remember an accident that led to the fire? Angry shouting, lamp knocked over, oil went splash, the horses and stables went up in a flash. Would you deal slightly ostler? Jason held many views above his station. He thought not too highly of our great nation. This woman's a bitch. Was there a police investigation? Away from most civilization we are. Detectives seldom want to venture so far. The lake contains some kind of substance. The waters of our lake are beautifully pure. If you've lived here for years, you too would be sure. Though impressive words this document contains, I believe not your claims of addling our brains. Alright, Jesus Christ. Alright, now him. Whom do I have the pleasure of making the acquaintance? I am Alfred Tennyson, Lord of the Mansion, the denizens of a proud heritage going back centuries. Have you lived here all your life? Indeed I have, born and raised here, trained to handle the estate and all financial matters. It has been a good life. I'm very sorry I upset your wife. Thank you, good man. She is fine now. She gets the dishes very easily, I'm afraid, especially when the moon is full in the sky. Her mother was the same. Are your staff reliable? The few we have left are a decent enough lot for servants. One can't expect them to understand the subtleties of life. They rarely let me down in the way that causes tangible loss. Any strange behaviour going on? My good fellow, there's nothing but strange behaviour here. My dear wife is the only one who officially labelled with a mental disease, but she's far from the only one with adult senses. Could you elaborate on strange behaviour? I simply don't have the time. There's so many strangers around here tonight. Apart from yourself, I've seen no strangers this night. It's a reason to believe the fish in the lake contain a dangerous substance. What poppycock? I've never heard such an outrageous accusation. There's nothing wrong with the lake water, fellow. It's been perfectly fine for centuries. Both of these are merely the ramblings of a malcontent. Nothing to take seriously, so that neither of these two will buy into the thing. Alright, and we can't take shit from this room, right? So let's just leave. Okay, so... Oh, we haven't been in here. I open the drawer to the right of the mirror and find two small buttons. I press them both 3 times. Isabel described. A section of the floor slides back at the corner to reveal a trapdoor. Okay, so this is all linked. Okay, cool. Small box with jewels and makeup. The box contains small trinkets, nothing useful. I've already found the secret room. Painting of a campfire in the wilderness shining dully called The Final Blaze. Painting of an apple reminds me of the style of Sarah Miriam Peel, an American artist I saw at a gallery once. She's an inspiration to my Stephanie. A vase. A simple oak bedside cabinet. It's locked. Guess you can just smash it! Okay. It won't let me into the locked cabinet. Anyway, regardless, we've got the... This is under the trapdoor now. Oh, but we got to go and look at the code, right? As I enter the room, I look around in amazement. It's full of all sorts of treasures and curios from the New World. These artifacts would not look out of place in the exhibition in the South Kensington Museum. I'm gonna go back and go to the fucking full moon thing first, right? Because we need the code to open the chest, so... This. This must be the rock Edith referenced in a riddle. A rock by the lake when the moon is high will tell no lie. Pushing the rock slightly, a plate with a jumble of letters is revealed. The moonlight highlights specific letters. I can make out 2 names written as one. Marguerite Cristal. I shall commit them to memory. Okay, remember, Marguerite Cristal. Guys. Where the fuck is the house gone? There it is. Alright. Margaret Cristal is 17 letters long. Could this be a daughter's names, a reference to the pearl and crystal skull? Or possibly even both. I arranged the letters accordingly and the chest opens. I guess we didn't need to know. I found a diary or book of secrets inside the chest. I should take it to Isabel. Authentic Caribbean grog. Produce of Scuffle Island. It's tempting, as I'm rather partial to rum, but isn't mine to take. These bones are too big to be human. We've got a crystal skull. It appears to be made some sort of crystal. What purpose does it serve for the natives who made it? A crystal skull made out of crystal? I remember reading the Mexican government had issued a plea for any artifacts taken from its territory to be returned. Should I do something about it? Let's inform the Mexican embassy. Actually, fuck it. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. An open oyster complete with this pearl. An amazing product of nature. I pick up 2 oysters, admire it and the pearl more closely, then put it back. Okay. A steel box that has a small label detailing the contents says tobacco from Hispaniola and Trinidad. Alright. A painting in a bay. A monstrous visage, or some horrible significances in black magic. Some boxes are sealed tight. From the odor, I think they contain exotic spices. Alright, we got the Book of Secrets. Let's go and give it to Isabel. I have managed to open the chest and get the diary you wanted. Oh, thank you so much. I don't know how I can ever repay you. I wish I could help you find your family. Samuel, wait a minute. I've made up my mind. I'm so grateful for all you've done for me. I'm ready to play the duet again, but this time not to soothe my fragile nerves, but to rejoice. Will you accompany me? I hope it's not too difficult. I have to admit that I have not played the piano for some time. Fear not. It is a simple ditty. My skills as a harpist are not immaculate. Here is music for the piano section. Thank you. What was that? What was what? I heard a noise from the east, I think. It sounded like a heavy stone object moving. I heard nothing, I'm afraid. The music has an extraordinary calming effect on me. I will investigate. Stay here in case there's any danger. Danger? Why on earth would there be danger? Just stay here, please. So this way? A secret door is opened at the back of one of the pillars. Whether or not the music has activated the door's mechanism, I cannot tell. There's a ladder leading down there. I should explore. In the dim light, I just about make out a ladder leading down. Even in my haste, I make sure to descend the ladder slowly. While my eyes are still adjusting to the low light, I notice the thick smell of bleach amid the odour of mould. I wonder what they're having to clean to use so much of a cleaning chemical. A torch flickers, but my eyes are still adjusting. I can see bars and chains. In one corner of the room, I see what appears to be an Iron Maiden. And then I see... my family! My darling wife and children are caged like zoo animals. After an emotional reunion, despite the bars that separate us, the children's faces begin to transition from terror to hope, and Steph, despite being in obvious pain, puts on a brave face. Oh, Samuel, you found us. I knew you wouldn't give up. I will only be happy when I get you out of here. What happened? We got lost and a woman told us she would help us. She gave us something to eat and drink, which must have been drugged because the next thing I know, we were trapped here. That must have been Charlotte. Whatever her name was, she has had us duped. Then more people came. More people? They were... Oh no! What is it? They're up there! I see you've managed to find your family. You should have never come here. Now that you have, we can't allow you to leave. I don't know what you mean, but I can assure you we'll never mention you to anyone. We've seen the visions. I know in the world outside people are jealous of the Dennison heritage, seek to take our home from us, make it their own. Only Isabel is innocent. She lives in limbo in this mansion. I had been swimming in the lake when I saw your wife and children, and straight away I knew they were agents of our enemies. Spies. There's something in the water affecting your minds. You must believe me. I didn't want to believe you were a spy, but the more you protest, the more I'm certain of it. We mean you no harm. We do not even know you live here. Speak no more, for you have been judged, and upon this matter we will not be budged. The secret door is slammed. Daddy, you're gonna get us out of this horrible place, aren't you? Yes, Sophie, I'll get you out of here. If anyone can do it, our father can. I appreciate the vote of confidence, son. Now shut the fuck up and let me look around and see what I can do here. The whip is covered in blood and skin fragments. Maybe I can make use of this. I have heard all sorts of hideous stories about these devices, but there seems to be a lack of evidence as to them really being used as torture devices. However, this one has blood. Lovely. The ladder back up to the ground floor of the mansion. Sadly, I have no help right now as the door is locked tight. Helpless victims could be manacled to the walls with these. Lock. The cage doors are locked and I don't have a key. My beloved children are trapped in a cage. Assuring we managed to get out of here, I find myself wondering how much to tell my children. Wait till they're a bit older than tell them the truth. Alright. How the fuck am I gonna get this thing, anything open here? Okay, we can't pick the lock. Alright. Guys, I don't know what to do! I'm freaking out! I don't know what to do! I can wrap them up around the bars and it gives me a lot of leverage, but even with me pulling with all my might instead of pushing, the door stays in place. Thank you, Clone Goblin. Guys, I have absolutely no fucking idea what to do here. I can't actually remember the name of this game. Wrench, maybe, The useful span is versatile and I'm versatile. This wrench is fucking useless, by the way. Like, absolutely fucking useless. Guys, I don't know. There's nowhere to go. The door is sealed. Guys. I feel like I just used everything on everything, right? I feel like it would make sense, right, to attach the whip to the fucking Iron Maiden, right? But I don't know if that's gonna work. I throw myself the cage door as like a bruised shoulder. I think the door is loosened a little. Okay, now. Heavily bash the door in earlier. I wrap the whip around the bar and pull the rusty hinges just enough for my children to squeeze through. We do the same with the door. Pull it together and release Steph. Now, how can we get out of here?
Okay. Okay, so they're out their cages now, even though they're not actually out their cages. Alright, so the whip's fucked. I tried pushing some of the flat spikes, and I think there's some movement, but I don't have the strength to move them with just my hands. With the adjustable spanner to tightly grip each flat spike, I managed to force back each one. When the last one is pushed in, the Iron Maiden slowly slides, revealing a passageway. I tell my family to follow me closely, with Steph and I holding their hands tightly. I tell them to close their eyes and hold their noses. I have a horrible feeling that I know where this passage leads to. Yep, it leads to the fucking weird sex room. As I suspect the passage hidden by the Iron Maiden leads into the cave, William and Sophie keep their eyes shut tight as I instructed them to. Steph doesn't comment on what she sees. After all she's been through, it isn't that much of a surprise. Finally, we get out of the terrible place and into the fresh air and try to decide which direction to head in. Sound of a snapping twig. Who's there? Oh, thank goodness you escaped. We didn't know where you were gone. Your lordship and we decided to get out as far away from here as possible. Contact the police and get them to search for you. Oh, I see. What a relief. I thought the family had escaped and were going to wreak their revenge on us. Escaped? I caught sight of them coming out of the pool house. Not sure where they went. Not sure they were doing there, but I followed them. They all went into the dining room and locked the door on them. They're going to drink the arsenic, aren't they? Another key they didn't know you had, I presume. Of quite a collection, in fact. Then I scarpered. It was always my intention to leave the mansion at the very earliest rational moment once I found my heirloom. Or as it turned out, once you found it, I assume you're as eager to get out of here as I am. If you come with me, I can lead you to the nearest town. It's quite a trek, but I have a map and a compass. Stick with me, and you'll get there okay. We're most obliged. Is Francesca not with you? We wouldn't leave without Franny. I'm here, sir. Those of us unaffected by the madness joined forces to escape. I only wish we could have been more of a help to you and your family, but you seem to disappear. We couldn't find you anywhere. It's a long story. Let's get away from this place. Avert your eyes, children. Gary, do we really have to come this way? Sorry, I should have mentioned I intended to give Paul a proper burial. It's the very least he deserves. So, here you all are. Isabel, do you decide to come with us? May I ask what you're doing with Colonel Fitzpatrick Ensfield? The rifle owned by Lady Charlotte's late husband. Good idea, we might need protection. Oh my god, she's gonna shoot us. Oh my dear sweet innocent girl, you are too naive. I shall almost rue sending you back to your maker. My dear woman, I know you're consumed with grief about your children, but... Grief? You think it's grief I feel the most? No, it's anger. Intense anger and hate. Yet more French blood spilled at the hands of the English. Even worse, it was their own father. I should have never married him. I have known for years what the family was doing, but pretended to be so wrapped up in my grief that I had no idea what was going on. My scheme worked too. One after another was killed. I was satisfied the blood debt was being paid. How could you? You should understand more than anyone. How many French lives have been lost in the wars for the English? What is happening here is merely a different kind of war. I view myself more English than French. I was only 5 when my parents moved over here, and after 5 more than they were dead. Ungrateful girl. Who was it that saved you from a life on the streets? If you are more English than French, then I mourn not your demise. No, don't shoot her! Sound of a musket shot rings out.
When Isabel fired the shot, Molly pushed Francesca away and took the bullet herself.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Before anyone could react, Penelope appeared, took the spade we'd been about to use to dig Paul's grave, and swung it.
So Molly and Isabel die.
I suspect Penelope had decided that Isabel was to blame for what happened to the children, either directly or indirectly, but we never found out for sure. From that point onwards, Penelope refused to speak. Under the circumstances, she was not sent to prison, but...
I mean, that's like a fucking death fucking thing in this era.
Establishments are starting to become places of healing rather than torment. For Isabel's
Jesus
sake,
Christ, that's
I
depressing.
hope so. Molly was severely injured, but eventually made a full recovery. Francesca never left her side. They were as
Molly
inseparable
survived.
as twin sisters.
Oh, thank fuck.
Gary disappeared almost as soon as we reached civilization, but reappeared shortly afterwards, a considerably wealthy man. To everyone's surprise, Gary and Francesca married shortly after Molly had recovered, with Molly as the maid of honor.
Aww.
I was both astonished
They're not
and
lesbians,
honored when
guys.
Gary wrote to me asking me to be his best man, but he said that finding his heirloom had changed his entire life, so he could think of no better man for the job. When the police turned up at the mansion, Giles answered as if nothing had happened. After the authorities had no more questions for him, he simply vanished and was never heard of again. I suspect he made his way back to Scotland and found a job with a family there, or perhaps as a taster at a whiskey distillery. Despite everything, the Dennison family could still afford the best lawyers in the land, but even they couldn't stop the remainder of the family from being committed to a lunatic asylum. Although they had committed such atrocities, I felt some sympathy for them, as the corruption that had entered into them was not of their own making. Isabel, once her head injury from Penelope's attack had healed, joined them. As for the lake, it was said that military and government officials have been swarming around it ever since. I sincerely hope that this is to make the area completely safe, and not to obtain the substance in those barrels for some nefarious purpose. Despite the terror they endured, William and Sophie grew up to be fine young people, and our friends often commented that they were a credit to Steph and myself. All of us sometimes have bad dreams, but at least you can wake up from those.
Based on the decisions I made, my life was affected in different ways. I put the purple shrub I brought back from the lakeside into our tiny garden. Apart from one of the local stray cats acting very strangely, I don't notice anything particular as a result. That's fucking good, because I think if we planted in Kew Gardens, we would have caused chaos. I managed to find a private buyer for the Samuel Pepys diary page and received a considerable payment as a result. However, the sale becomes known and my reputation suffers. Who cares? I give the letter from Lord Dennison's study as evidence, and the family failed to notice the letter in the study as my copy until it's too late for their defence lawyers to take any action. An investigation is launched which uncovers the police chief has accepted bribes from multiple sources. The police chief and several accomplices are imprisoned. I become a national hero. I decide not to inform anyone about the crystal skull found in the secret room of the mansion. I never found out what happened to it. I tell my children the whole truth about their horrible ordeal, but I wait until they're a little older. They appreciate my candour, but also giving them extra time to gain the maturity needed to process the information. There are a total of 5 decision moments throughout the game. Have you come across them all? Yeah, I did. And that was the corruption within, which actually wasn't too bad. A little frustrating at times, suffered from adventure game logic, right? But generally speaking, I thought this was pretty good. Not a bad game. 2 hours that took us.